Hi guys, yeah, I'm into natural medicine, natural remedies as much as I can. Though I'll try and find out as much as I can as I go along. I've been interested in it for a few years now. Do my own colloidal silver as well and all that kind of shiz. But anyway, um, I was looking up a bit of, you know, one or two things about, you know, the natural medicine type thing, and I was like, just some sort of inquiry, and I just typed it in um, YouTube basically, and this is what I received. Now what happened is that, you know how you get like an advert, if you're on your phones you'll get like a little advert, right, and you're playing something and you'll get like an advert coming up at the top, and you'll see that's the advert that you're going to get, right? So if it's about After Eight Chocolates, it will be After Eight Chocolate advert, and you'll see their little logo at the top, right? There was this little advert at the top, and it had like natural medicine, and I thought, interesting. And that's all it said, natural medicine, and it was just a little slip with the wording on. I was like, oh, for a change, I'm interested in an advert. So I went into it, and this is what I got. I hope you can see it all right. Okay, that appeared on my page, and this, I don't know whether you can see it, all the wording and everything, but yeah, it's an invitation to join the Illuminati. For some reason I had it upside down. So yeah, I don't know why I had it upside down. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, so let's get it straight for you. Hold on, that's it. Just in case you can zoom in and get a better focus on it. That's an invite. That's an invite to the Illuminati. Thought you had to have money to like join the Illuminati. Like, I'm not interested anyway, but I thought you had to have some money to join those freaks. Um, but this is how thick and fast the deception gets. It's right there. It's right in your face. I mean, you click into something innocent, and bang, there's a picture of a goat with breasts and whatever else. It's a bit puddled up though, to be honest. You know what I mean? I don't understand why Lucifer has to have himself looking like a goat if he was like made in a particular way. That was different. You know, all the descriptions that you hear about him, it's like, it's different to that. And then you got these devil worshippers with like the little horns coming out of the heads and things like that. What is that all about? And the little red cloaks and the little horns and the little... It's pathetic. It really is. And they crave this kind of crap, and it's like, man, what a waste of space. It really is. It's like, come on. You know, the way he was described in the Bible before he fell was something pretty weird, but like sounded like interesting, you know, and detailed. But like, and now he's a goat with the top half a woman, or some parts of him a woman, or whatever he's chosen to do. It's alright, I'm at work, I'm keeping an eye on everything. It keeps going on alarm. I'm going to reboot this system in a minute, so that'll upset a few people out there. But I don't really care. My job comes first. It keeps like reverting to one screen and there's nothing there. There's not even a cat. We have a cat called Stormcloud. He comes on the site sometimes, but yeah. So excuse all the diagrams and all these like bits behind me, like they choose all these different finishings and stuff for the places and that. It's quite a good team. Yeah, they're a good bunch to work with. Anyway, getting into the false preachers now. Yeah, this has just been a recent experience for me. I mean, I know to smell a rat like, but I'm on about something in particular that's really concerned me, and it's like this is what makes me think now that Lucifer does know that he's only got a short space of time, but it's really getting to him. It's getting to him now, because all these false preachers are coming out with things like thick and fast. Trey Smith with his New Age ideology about consciousness being a cherry on the top. Oh, you know, nothing else is too important, but cherry on the top is your consciousness. That's what's really important. Righto. And then you got what's the other thing? Spines on the spines of his DVDs. There is like the all-seeing eye of Horus and all this sort of thing. Yeah. And you've got all that symbology on the spines of the DVDs. Do you think that's a good idea, bud? Yeah, if you're genuine, do you think it's a good idea sticking it? You've got one of those in your house, you've just opened the door for a legion of demons, because they never travel on their own, there's always a legion. So you've just opened the door to a load of them. Yes, your cooker gets thrown around in the middle of the night. That's actually happened, because my daughter was getting into a lot of bad stuff, and I kept on trying to bring her out of it, and no such joy. So yeah, you find things like a cooker gets moved around in your house on its own, and you think you got burglars. You go down there like ready to hit somebody, and no one's there. It's all locked down as you left it. It's one of those, and you know, really, you don't want one thing in your house. You know, I don't even have a TV. Like, I've gone off that now. It's like for a number of years, I just don't want a TV, because that's like, I mean, if you look at things like Family Guy and what was the other thing? American something or other. But anyway, I don't keep up with it. Squidward and SpongeBob, like, yeah, they're meant to be gay, one of them is. And then you got like the gay child. How do you get a gay child? Do you know what I mean? You sick bastards. How do you get a gay child? Right, I'm sorry, but things really vex me like that. Yeah, and then you got guys hanging like Stewie from the Vans, and that's the gay baby. It's like, you know, John Podesta and all the rest of it, like, you know, whatever. You know what, when you stand before the Lord, what are you going to tell him? When he asks you, why did you do this? Why did you try and destroy innocence? Because that's what it's about when you worship the devil. Yeah? And listen, I don't want any invites to the Illuminati, so to the Illuminati, quit sending adverts, because I'm not interested. Yeah, I'm not interested. I know what you're all about. I've done the background flipping research on it. I asked Jesus for the information, and he gives it. I'd like to thank my subscribers. The ones I've subscribed to and speak to on a regular basis. And Emerald Dreamer, hang on in there, bud. Yeah, just keep an eye out for these evil guys, but I can't see you being as vulnerable as other folk. I've seen other folk and I think, oh, it could shake your paradigm. You know, you start getting into these lot. It's like Tom Horn. Oh, you can get me on the Homeland Security page. Anybody going to ask Mr. Tom Horn what the heck he's doing on the Homeland Security page? Once you know the basics of like what Homeland Security do. Yes, come on everybody to the FEMA camps, yeah? They'll use these like fake pastors to get everyone into the FEMA camps. It's going to be alright, come this way. Listen, the more this goes on, right, and the more it comes together. And then you've got L.A. Marzulli telling everyone it's alright to use rosary beads and that he respects all religions. Oh dear. That's one thing. When you say something like, well, I'm not judging them, but I reckon there's going to be good people in all religions, but God knows who those people are. Nobody else knows. I mean, if evidently someone's supposed to be a Christian and they're being rude, then you smack their backsides and spank them hard. And some of them don't like it. I had one crazy chap on here. He's, I don't know where he is, American or whatever. I'm not sure. I was just laughing because I thought, oh, it's actually literally, I'm not bothered, it's just wasting my time. And he kept on, he was calling me evil, saying I was that demon that Aleister Crowley brought up, and yeah, all right. Yeah. Speaking of which, his house burnt down. Jimmy Page bought it, didn't he? But yeah, he was just coming out with all sorts of stuff. Like I was just like laughing because I thought this guy's meant to be a Christian. I was like, I thought when he started messaging me in such a tone, he'd disappear as well. He'd disappear. I don't know what he'd done to his account, but I tried to access his account and I couldn't access it. I can access everyone else's, but I couldn't access his. And he just kept on disappearing. Like, you know, this is a guy with a jelly spine, and he's like, and then he's like disappearing. He's gone out of the room. He reminds me of a troublemaker in a pub. You just go, right, oh mate, it's time to leave. So it's a shame in a way. I mean, I don't know what will change him. I don't know. It's up to him and the Lord, man. You know what I mean? And I just said to him, like, why don't you ask the Lord what I am about? I am nobody, but just ask him what I am about. You know, if I am a demon, if I am, you know what I mean? If I'm one of his, why don't you ask him? Because I ain't going to be the judge of that. That's up to him. When people go, I'm saved. Are you? Have you made the Lord's mind up? You can't say that you're saved. You're saved as in, like, if it wasn't for the Lord himself, right, dying for our sins, then you wouldn't have been saved at all, right? But that was in the hope that people would come back to God. Do you know what I mean? Our sins could be forgiven so we could go back into his arms. Not, you know, it doesn't mean anything else. That's another thing I've got to get onto. That's another thing that really annoys me. You get people that go, right, it's Greek and Hebrew in the Bible, right, we're going to pick this up, right? Now, bear in mind, it's already been translated for us, okay? Right, so when you do that, you take a word, like, I don't know, threshing, right? So you could take that word threshing, it's already been interpreted from its original language to that language, so threshing means threshing. They've already done it for you. But in some cases, you could look that word up because some preacher tells you that you've got it because it means something entirely different to fit their paradigm or their lies. They give it a total new meaning by looking it up again. Oh, we'll look this up in Greek and see what it means. Oh, and then we'll look it up in the Hebrew dictionary and see what it means there. Guys, they've already translated it. Do you know, if you keep doing that with one word, right, there's a number of them that you can do it with, and just randomly pick one, right? You got the Hebrew meaning, it changes again, or the Greek meaning, and it changes again. It's already been translated. Do you see where I'm coming from? You're feeding it back in there as something else then, because it's already done it. It's already been translated. It's already like after the fact. Do you know what I mean? If you keep getting those words that have already been translated, you're going round in circles. You're just going to keep going round in circles. You could do that. You could do it in Chinese. You could do it in Romanian. You could do it in whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just run around chasing your tail. Oh, but it means this. No, God says threshing. What's your problem? You know, why don't you want to listen to him? Oh, but it means it. Does it? What did he just say? You know what I mean? It's like, oh man. It's like when people say that the shroud is real, and it's like, right, when he died, right, he was buried he was wrapped up, sorry, they used to like balm them with oil and stuff like that. That was their normal way of doing it. And they balmed them up in oils, and they'd wrap them up in two parts. The shroud is in one part. Secondly, Jesus died at the age of 33. Now go and look at that image of the guy on the Turin shroud, right? He looks older than 33. He looks a lot older than 33. Okay? And another thing, if it's an abomination for a man to have long hair, why would Jesus have long hair? Okay? L.A. Marzulli. Think about it, mate. Read the scriptures. Read what it says. If you're genuine, then you'll fish this out until its end. Right? It doesn't look 33. Look, okay, for argument's sake, let's use the Bible for backup. Okay. Isaiah describes him. Isaiah 53, 1 to 4. That'll do it. And just read it. Read it. Tender as a plant. Now look at the shroud again. Look at the picture of the shroud. Okay? Does he look like a tender plant? Does he look thin? And he should have no beauty that no one would desire him. It's, oh, mate, it's beyond belief. He was tender as a plant. He was so thin when he was here on the earth. That's how Isaiah described him. Are you going to argue with that then, Mr. Marzulli? Right? And then you find out all these false preachers, they're all linked. They're all linked together. Oh, Paul Begley's going to be at a conference with L.A. Marzulli, and then maybe Trey Smith can go along with all the demonic symbology on his spines, on his DVDs. Got one of them in your house, you've just opened the door to legions. Well done, chap. Who are you working for then? Pardon me. If Alex Jones works for Stratfor, well, I don't know, he says he's into God, but I don't see him as one of these preacher types. If he works for Stratfor, then he's an insider. His job is probably just to incite people to revolt so that they can put in martial law. He could be stitching you up, man, and you're just sitting there like, and the way he looks at women's backsides, he's like eyeing them up and going, yeah, man, with his mates behind the woman's back. I've seen a video of him doing that. So it's not very good, and I guarantee you he was married at the time, because I've seen his wife. I've seen his wife on here, like on the internet. And just be very careful. Just be very careful. Paul Begley, it's apocalyptic. What? Like that. It's apocalyptic because he saw a load of chem sprays all over our sun. What happened is we had a small hurricane come over the UK, and he started ranting on, saying how it was the end of the world, like, and oh, look at this, it's apocalyptic. Look, if it isn't a drama, it isn't a drama. The storm wasn't as bad. I got prepared, like, but it weren't as bad as I thought it could have been. But what they did, because I was walking around with it, and I actually messaged him and said, look, bud, I was walking around in that, you know, and I know what happened. The skies were clear until 6 o'clock that Monday morning, and they just chem sprayed the heck out of the skies, because what they were trying to do, it was that thick and fast, like they'd just done it within like a whole hour between 6 and 7. The whole place was like misted out, it was whited out. What they were doing was pushing this like hurricane to the side of the country, and then like as you see it's on its trajectory, you'll see that it's going up the country along the side of the country, and then and it just goes off at the top. I did pray about all this as well, like, cause I said, Lord, I'm kind of prepared here. I said, I've got the water with a bit of colloidal silver in it to keep it pure, and this and the other, and a bit of extra food and all that, like, so yeah. But anyway, he deleted my comment, and I says, no, it weren't much of a drama, to be honest. They were pushing this hurricane over to the side of the country and moving it on out of the way, to be fair. I said, like, probably the first time I've seen them use this weather modification usefully, but it stunk. It stunk the same as the normal chemtrails, but it was thicker. It stunk stronger, real strong. But I was just trying to tell him it ain't that kind of drama, man. I was out in that. I know what was there. I was looking at the skies. There wasn't even a Nibiru sort of close up. It was clear. The sky was totally clear. There was no sign of that planet. Alright? I'm not saying that it's not on its way or just been or anything like that. It's possible, yeah. It is. Anything's possible. You know, we've had all sorts of things passing by here. So, you know. But it isn't wormwood. That's another thing that irritates me. Oh, man. People that say that Nibiru is wormwood. No, if God says it's wormwood, it's what the scientists will probably call wormwood. Alright? It doesn't mean anything else. And don't start looking up a Hebrew or Greek meaning for it, because you're going to really start annoying me. Anyway, what can I say? Look, just be careful. You've got people like Tom Horn saying, like, you can contact me on the Homeland Security page. What are you doing on the Homeland Security page, bud? Come on. Cough it up. You're an insider, aren't you? And they always tell you what they're going to do before they do it. So, one, you know, there's a good element of that could be true, but that doesn't make them a true prophet of the Lord. Right? That is what's important, you know. Just remember, Lucifer's read the Bible. He knows the Bible, yeah. He'll come out with 99.99% of it, like blah, 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 but that little 1%, that's the 1% that's going to get you out of a relationship with the Lord. Right, and we're getting real close to the time, so he's getting cleverer, man. It ain't so obvious anymore, you know, people worshipping idols and whatnot. Pele Marzulli, people aren't supposed to use rosary beads, okay? Don't tell people that they're supposed to use, or that they're alright using rosary beads. And look up the Turin Shroud in Isaiah 53, where it actually does describe Jesus. Okay, and ask yourself if that looks like him on the Turin Shroud. It doesn't. The Masons reckon it was Jacques de Molay. I don't know whether it was. He was crucified. There was a hoo-ha between, like, the Vatican and the Crusaders, so yep, they were making too much money, so like, you know, the Vatican was going like AWOL on them, and it's possible, you know, that's where it came from. It's possible, because they did do that. That is a fact. I'm not into the Masons at all, but that's what happened. That's what happened there. It's quite possible it's from him, you know. So, I mean, if it was the true garment, do you think the Lord would let it in the hands of the whore? So, really, there's several things. There ain't just one or two things. There's several things as to why I believe that the Turin Shroud is not Jesus. It's definitely not. It's not the same as what was described in Isaiah. That image of that person. He's older than 33. That geezer. That's a point I'll find out when Jacques de Molay, I'm not very good at French, how old he was when he died. I think I'm going to look that one up. If anyone knows, send me a postcard with an answer on, please. But yeah, I'm going to look that one up. Yes, hello to all the people I've subscribed to. And there are definitely a few in here that do know what the crack is, and God's letting them have more, right? You know who you are, and you know He's going to give you a lot of information. If you are genuine and you want this information, you're going to get it. And you know what? With the intelligence that you have as well, it'll pull together like a jigsaw puzzle for you, mate. Seriously. Seriously, you know who I'm on about, don't you? So, I don't want to mention your name on here unless, like, you know, you said so. You know what I'm saying? So, a little bit. But, yeah, you'll know who I'm on about. You sound... I've been chatting with you, like, so, you know what I mean? There's one guy on here that's like really weird. He leaves a comment that's like it's supposed to be a disaster and he runs off. It's like, I don't know what they do. I don't know technically what they do, whether they could make a comment and just delete their account for a while, because like when I click into it, I can't get them on there. I'm like, hey up, this person don't exist. But I suppose you get a lot of them that are on the inside that will just go around bashing Christians. Oh, he was meant to be a Christian as well, and he was real bitchy on there. He was really weird. And I was like, I didn't even say anything. There wasn't even a beef. There was no beef between me and him. And he just come out with it. He must be reading all my comments. He's got to be an insider, a satanic insider. He's there to trap me. And right, I'm at work. I've got to make sure this is moving. Kushti, it keeps bowing down, and it's just dropping down all the time, this camera. and then the alarm keeps going off. Well, get yourself in a twist there, there's nobody there. So I just got to check the place. I've not long come off a round, but it's when things happen sometimes, so. Bear with me, bear with me. Sorry guys, you can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, Satan attacks me big time. I've got like, I've had all sorts of problems where I live. I've even had a guy in my attic, and he'd been there for ages, because I remember the police telling the neighbour that was in there ages ago that there was a stowaway. I've come back from work and she's going like, do you know there's like a stowaway or anything like that in here? And I said, no. She says, well, the police have been round and said that there's a black guy sneaking around in there. And I was like, nah, but there was. There certainly was. And, excuse me, I'll just get the photos and show you. I've got his national insurance number card, his driving licence. I could have done all sorts with that to cause mayhem for him for doing that to me, but I didn't. I don't think that's the way the Lord wants me to operate. Here we go. That's the man that was in my attic. Right? That's the man that was in my attic. And the police actually were meant to come and pick this lot up, and they didn't pick it back up. I said, I've got his wallet, mate. He left it on the stairs. On the banister. And this is the attic. By the stairs, where I've just come back to. So you get to the top of the stairs. I've nailed it all. It's all nailed, mate. It's drilled in now. No one's getting in there. But there was a guy in there, and he left it like that. He slipped up. He slipped up big time, and he'd been lying up there. And I've got them spotlights up in the ceiling. So all he's got to do is move. They're a hazard on top floors now, so you can't, when you do new builds, you can't put them in, because they're a fire hazard. So I'll just put all of the lights on. I don't have them on. But if you take the bulbs out, you can just look through. Do you know what I mean? So this guy could have been looking through or anything. Anyway, a little bit creepy. He was in my attic. Oh yeah. Come back one day. My door was booted off by the police, and they patched it up the best they could, the locksmith, and put a big bolt on the outside and everything like that. For a guy that I didn't even know from Adam, and he kept on having mail sent to mine, and I kept on saying return to sender, not known at this address. I had about 54 a fortnight, so yeah, this is some of the shrapnel that they caused, booting my door in. I'd done like 15 hours graft on that particular night, come back to that. And a bill for £210, which I'm not paying. I didn't ask them to. It's a wrongful flipping warrant, dudes. It's like, you know. Yeah, they wrecked my bedroom, one of my bedrooms. Right. This is what I'll come back to. That's right, I was just laughing. There's yeah, the road thing. This is surreal. This really is surreal. Oh, when I come out of my back door, this is how the neighbours are. That's rubbish. Okay? Just thrown there. Yeah, this is what my neighbours are like. And the landlord doesn't do anything about them. That's some of my work I did. Oh yeah. This is our car park. Those, my friends, are bags and bags and bags and bags and bags of rubbish. Yeah, Lucifer wants me dead. This didn't happen when I first moved in this yard. There was not any of these sort of things going on. There really was not this going on. Noise outside my bedroom window. The guy's drilling the corner of the path. Right, that's just one. Okay. Oh, these are my neighbours' friends. They all sit in a bedroom with a 2.5-year-old child. And that one in the red hood did not want to be seen. Because I've got more footage of him where he's just totally turned away. Because he knew I was filming, he looked up at me. There's 4 of them there. They're all going into that bedroom and sitting with the kid. Yeah, they're just sitting in the bedroom with the kid, and the bed's squeaking and whatnot. They make it sound like fun with the kid, and it's just, you know, no one's doing anything about it, mate. No one's doing anything. Because it's Lucifer's world that we're living in. Yeah, look at that. Oh, isn't the landlord sweet? He's really took care of business here. You know, I think it's upside down. Sorry about that. Yeah, car park. It's a different week. Yeah, look at that. That was nice of them. Thank you for all your rubbish, guys. Some more male visitors going into my neighbour's place. Some more cars going into my neighbour's place. A different day with the roadworks. Right, what a racket that was. And they were there for about 3 weeks, man. 3 weeks just to make a speed bump. For crying out loud. You know Satan's behind it, man. You know what I mean? It's obvious, isn't it? It's just so flipping obvious. This is my neighbour's mattress that they threw in the bin bay. Feces, urine, periods, whatever they fancy. They just done it on their bedroom mattress and just threw it out into the bin bay. Oh, this guy was sent to scare me. Yeah, he kept on looking up at my window and everything. Yeah, but I was just too busy looking at the bike. I thought, oh yeah, neat bike, like. Yeah. Kept on looking up at my window. Right, this is my delightful neighbours. I don't know if you're going to see this, but this is a car parked up with the bonnet facing my window, and it's got cunt written on the bonnet. Okay. And did I take the picture of my wall? Loads of these people going in, man. Loads of people going in there. Oh, got it. Found it. Right, and they wrote that on my wall next to my front door. So, I think they thought that I grassed them up, because I'll show you the cars. That car, there was 2 cars that visited my neighbours at the time. I think it was that one with cunt on it and that one there. Now that one there is a guy that had previous for something he'd done. The police said that they couldn't tell me what it was, but he was arrested. He was arrested before, and then he done something, and it was like he's basically there's an outstanding warrant for him for something he's done before he got there. Okay, and I'm just sitting in my apartment, and all I hear is like that. I thought I'm ignoring that, and then you can hear someone coming up the stairs that's like finding it difficult to climb that flight of stairs. So it's probably someone fat or just someone into their booze. So anyway, they come out of the one underneath me. They're a nightmare. Anyway, I thought I'll just ignore it. And then 11:35, the police were there blocking the car park entrance. So I was like, I'll have a look, see what's going on. Couldn't see anything going on. I was like, weird. Now that was 25 minutes, 35 minutes later, and I couldn't see anything that was going on. I stood there for ages. I thought, oh, this is game over, man. I'll just mind my own business, go back in. Yeah, I just want to see what was going on around my flipping area, you know, right around my door, because 2 of them flew out of 5 and were banging my door. So, anyway, I ring up the police in the morning and I says, I don't suppose you can tell me what the heck was going on last night. He goes, I don't think there's anything to do with you. I gave him the details and that. He goes, oh, I don't think it's anything to do with you, blah, 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 I don't see what. So I'll tell you why. I says, because the 2 of them guys that came out of that flipping apartment were banging the heck out of my door. And you guys have come up, done whatever and sorted whatever out, and they've wrote fuck and cunt in my direction to, you know, do my heading. So they really disapprove of me. They've got the beef now with me because they think I've grassed up. And I'm like, hang on, this guy's got a warrant before he actually gets there, so why would I be grassing him up? Do you know what I mean? He's already done something before he's got to this place, okay? This is the first time I've seen him. That cockroach has only just arrived. That was the first time I ever saw him. So, no, I was meant to have grassed him up. I was like, I'm just uninterested. I'm just seriously, I'm uninterested. And this was the geezers that caused it. This is the tenants before these ones that I have now. And the one with the red car was heavily abusing her little boy. And the ones that are there now have got another little child in their bedroom, and they know them very well. Oh, this is them that I've just shown you. This is the boyfriend who used to park this right outside my bedroom window. I worked nights. He'd done it just to try and screw me up. You have to, it's a frozen food van, and what you have to do is you have to keep, you guys will know all about this, you have to keep your freezers on so you can hear it whirring away in the background. Yeah, that's what it is. That's like that's right outside my window, like, you know what I mean, every day that was. So you'd get back and it would cut out, so that would mean that even if you could treat it as a white noise, it would just go and cut right off. This is some of the men that have been in the house next door, in the bedroom with the little boy. I told the authorities about this. They denied my reports, but it's a satanic world that we're living in. Yeah, some more rubbish. Where is the landlord getting these people from? That was just after November last year. No, December. It was January. Every week this happens.